when you've had a nice day doing things on the car at the show, such as fitting the new radio or fitting some spotlights to a Mark II Granada, one thing I like to do is to play around with old stereos. In this case, a Ford ECU2, and what we're going to do with this is whip off the lid and see if we can do something practical, such as just give it a light service. So if needs be, new belts and other things like that, and have a nice beverage at the same time. Now, this isn't a nice adult drink such as this adult beverage, but this is a one of those, not advertising. The trick is to keep your drink as close as possible to your working area so that you can risk spilling everything. Obviously not, keep it out of the way. There's no actual screws in this, looking at it. I think this is one of those pry off ones. So let's go in here. Let's get started. Gentle pry. See if we can work around and get this off. There we go. Well, that was easy. And there's the cassette deck itself. There's the motor. There is that's a piece of cassette. And you can also do, if you look at the circuit board, you can see if this is something that we would have to remove the cassette unit or remove the bottom base. It looks like the circuit board actually extends beyond, so we'll have to work out how this actually comes out, because that's quite solidly in place. So actually looking at it, I think I might need to pop the front panel off, so I've got a feeling there may be some around the front as well holding it in place. So, front panel off with those. And these two screws holding the front panel in place. So the screws on these front panels actually have a little washer. You can actually you can see the screws behind there now. I was holding that cassette deck in place, so that's okay. We're on the right track. And another one here. And interestingly, you can actually see there's date marks all over this one. So this one is 1990. It's got 1308 on it, so that might be 13th of August 1990 that this was actually built. And there are some wires here which you can actually just do that with. That will extend enough to allow me to get to the cassette deck mounting points. So let's just do that. We'll actually use these available holes here to go through and get this one. There we go. There we are, that's that one. And then we've got one over here, which is a little bit more difficult to get to, but we can certainly get to it this way. We can allow these to really unlock themselves. It's interesting, they've been sort of twisted in such a way that they've all bunched together, but if you untwist them, you get a certain degree of length back, so you can then actually come up, come out, unsnag this one from here, come come up here over this one. That one, up that one, and out. We need to collect that screw in a moment, so we can see here that actually that's quite surprising. So there's a bit of chewed tape in here, so this has had something happen in the past. But as you can tell, that belt condition is spot on. So we had a slight problem with auto reverse on this. Now you have this cog here which is on pendulum. What it should do is come over, click into place like that, and then when you go back, over into place like that. So what I had to do was literally just move this a little bit with a flat blade screwdriver just to loosen it off, and there you go. You need to remove the 2 screws in this little board as well, which is looks like an optical sensor board, judging by the position of these 2 little sensors. There are 2 tiny little black screws there which hold it in position. So I'm going to put this back like so, put the 2 screws back in, and then we're going to give this another go with a cassette. Also, that I think is a power regulator, or possibly that actually I think is a preamplifier, because this particular deck pairs with the Ford amplifier, and that's 7-pin DIN. I think it's very similar to the one on the Pioneer amp that I've got, so yeah, that might actually control or work with that as well. Anyway, let's see what happens. So, come back like this. Put these wires here, which have nicely freed themselves. Actually, got the mounting point down there. But we need to come back like so, like this. There we go. Get that now, and we need to go, so I'll try going like so, out, through, wriggle it slightly. Should be able, if I get that one out like that, there you go, and then you can come in like so. And then you need to pay attention to your wiring over here because you don't want to snag anything. So what we'll do is we'll get blue out the way. So we can actually put the blue one out the way slightly, along with these ones, which are now stretched out slightly, so we just need to move those past that post there. Then this blue one, hold that out the way with the flat blade screwdriver. We'll come down like so. And then on this side, we just make sure that hooks in outside, which it has done. And that's now back in place. So all we need to do now is put the screw back in here. Now for these front ones, as you can see there, what we're going to do, we'll actually put those back in with the unit upright. So here's one, just need to raise that slightly. There we go, so put that one in. There we are. let's screw that into place. We need to do the same with this one here. There we go. With the wrong screw for that, so we'll hold fire on that one for a second, just try and locate the screw. I know where they are. There they are. So there's that one. There's that one.
I'll borrow you for a second.
There's that one back in place. Then this comes up, comes over and down. Then we have these two for the front panel. We've got one. Gently does it. There's one. There we go. And two. Don't forget the washer. There's two. There we go. There's two. And then your final one here.
No, it's not. No, it'll be back in about an hour, I expect.
There you go, so final one there.
Yeah, the banana.
There you go, there's the final one. And what we will do as well is a bit of isopropyl. There we go, give the head a spruce. Take a drink for my zesty caramel drink. This one actually a zesty drink. Sugary. Well, sugar-free actually. Sweetener. I'll just give in here a bit of a clean up. This is actually an auto reverse deck, so you've got two capstans and two pinch rollers. Ideally you should get in here with, what we'll do actually is we'll use a screwdriver just to wipe around the pinch roller on this side and pinch roller on this side. And then capstan and capstan. Now we can put the top lid back on. Actually, something that's worth doing as well is this is a little bulb, which is a twist fit. So that should untwist like so. There's actually no bulb in here, so that's worth replacing. There we go, so we've got the little bulb. That can go like so. That can go in here. There we go, and then that can twist and lock into place. Now we can just pop the lid back on. And we're going to put our rubber knobs back onto the front. So looking at this, it's actually came out of a Granada 2-litre gear, registration E698MNV. So I can't check to see the history on that because I'm recording on the device I would normally check with, but my guess is it's probably long gone. So we'll work out what these wires do, and then we'll see if we can put some life into it.